Welcome back to another deep dive.
Great to be here.
Today, we're really embarking on quite a mission. We're unpacking a pretty dense stack of recent news, recent research.
Yeah, we've got stuff from ADC News, AP, BBC, CBS, Google News, even dug into some threads on News Reddit.
Exactly. And the goal, really, is to cut through all that noise, help you quickly get to the core of what's happening, globally and right here at home.
And we want to take you beyond just the headlines. That's key. We're connecting the dots, trying to reveal some of the underlying currents in these, really impactful stories.
Think of it as your shortcut to being genuinely well-informed.
Right. Hopefully with a few surprising facts.
Yeah.
Maybe just enough humor to keep you listening.
All right, let's dive into our first segment then. Political currents. It's quite a whirlwind right now. Controversy, policy shifts, intense public scrutiny.
Where else to start but the Jeffrey Epstein file?
Absolutely. It just keeps generating headlines, doesn't it? A storm, really. The story just refuses to fade.
Yeah, and what's really striking with the sources is President Trump's public stance on it. He's urging Attorney General Pam Bondi to release, and I quote, whatever she thinks is credible regarding Epstein.
And that directive, it comes right alongside reports of Meghan infighting the Make America Great Again faction and some pretty pointed trolling from Democrats over the whole case.
It does, and it's also really crucial to remember here that the House GOP has consistently blocked attempts to get more of these files released, so there's that dynamic too.
And Pam Bondi herself, her actions since taking office really give us another critical lens here, particularly on the administration's approach to, accountability. I mean, beyond just publicly refusing to answer questions on the Epstein matter.
Sure she did.
Right. She also very swiftly fired Joseph Terrell. He was the Justice Department's top ethics official.
Just days after taking office. That was fast.
It really raises immediate red flags, doesn't it, about their stance on oversight. It could signal maybe a tightening circle around some highly sensitive information within the DOJ.
Well, coming so early in her tenure like that, it certainly suggests a pretty clear intent to, reshape the department's internal accountability structures.
Which has huge implications for how future controversies might be handled.
Definitely. Okay, so shifting gears a bit. From domestic legal fights to the global stage.
Right. President Trump's approach to foreign policy, it's still evolving, it seems, especially on Ukraine and using economic leverage.
We're seeing reports that he's given Putin a 50-day ultimatum about a ceasefire in Ukraine.
Yeah, and he even expressed this sort of disappointed but not done feeling towards Putin in a BBC interview.
There are even whispers, on World News Reddit about discussions between Trump and Zelensky. Talk about potentially striking Moscow and St. Petersburg.
Wow.
Big talk. And this move, it really prompts us to think about the implications for geopolitical leverage, right?
How did Russia react to the ultimatum?
Swiftly. And icily. They called it unequivocally unacceptable. Some Russian officials were even quoted basically saying they didn't care about Trump's threats. A bit dismissive.
Yeah.
And beyond Ukraine, Trump's also shown a new tone on NATO, hasn't he?
Yes.
Suggesting this clear strategy of using tariffs to influence things geopolitically, even with, quote, smaller nations.
Like the Mexican tomatoes.
Exactly. That 17% duty on fresh Mexican tomatoes. And if you connect this to the bigger economic picture, this whole tariff-driven approach is starting to hit consumers.
We're seeing tariff-driven inflation emerge.
That's the term being used. Consumer prices were up 2.7% annually in June. You start to see the connection.
Okay. Let's turn our attention back home then. Domestic policy. A really notable move recently was the Pentagon pulling troops out of L.A.
Yeah, 2,000 National Guard troops pulled from Los Angeles right in the middle of ongoing ICE protests.
And just hours after they were deployed, it seemed very sudden.
It did. And you have to link that action to these broader shifts happening in immigration policy.
Like the ICE memo.
Exactly. That new ICE memo stating millions of undocumented immigrants won't be eligible for bond hearings anymore.
That's a huge policy change.
It really is. It removes that crucial step where a judge decides if someone can be released while their case is pending based on things like flight risk or, danger to the community.
So potentially much longer detention for many people.
Indefinite, potentially. Yeah. Interestingly, though, right amidst all this, a bipartisan immigration bill has actually been reintroduced. So some movement there, too.
Okay. And another major domestic shift. The Supreme Court.
Right. The Supreme Court clearing the way for the Trump administration to, well, dramatically scale back the federal education department's role.
It's not a full abolition, right, but a big reduction.
A significant reduction in scope, yeah.
Yeah.
It likely means shifting more responsibility, more funding decisions down to state and local levels.
Which could reshape everything from federal student aid, research funding, national ed standards.
Impact school policies, career readiness programs, and potentially means layoffs for nearly 1,400 employees at the department. Big changes.
Okay, let's pivot now. Environmental impact. We're exploring stories of, well, increasing deluges, shifting climate narratives, and these ongoing challenges to resilience.
And the U.S. has been hit hard by severe weather lately. That's undeniable.
We saw that deadly flooding in the Northeast. 2 people killed in New Jersey, their car swept away.
Terrible. And then those images from New York City, the subways, the platforms, just dramatically, almost surreally flooded.
Yeah, it looked like something out of a movie.
And what these events really underscore is this worrying trend. Floods are getting more dangerous around the country.
A phenomenon directly linked to climate change, causing heavier rain.
That's what the experts are saying, yeah. Climate change causing heavier, more intense rain events. And adding to that devastation, we saw the historic Grand Canyon Lodge completely destroyed.
After wildfire, right?
Ah.
One that was allowed to burn.
Yeah, intentionally allowed to burn for days.
Yeah.
It really highlights the complex, sometimes risky strategies involved in wildfire management.
And the crisis down in Texas. It tragically continues. The death toll from the flash floods is now 134.
Last count, yes. And over 100 people still missing. It's just awful.
President Trump visited the area, the hard-hit central Texas flood zone.
He did. And the broader implication here, again, is how climate change seems to be amplifying these extreme rain events in parts of the U.S. It's intensifying what would already be severe weather.
And you can't forget the mental health impacts.
Absolutely not. The profound mental health effects of these relentless natural disasters, it adds another whole layer to the human cost.
There was also that detail about the Texas camp leader waiting after the warning.
Yeah, a surprising and definitely concerning detail, reportedly waited over an hour after getting a flood warning to evacuate. That decision has understandably sparked a lot of discussion about preparedness and, timely response in critical situations.
Now, something perplexing from our sources related to climate information itself.
Ah, yes. The Trump administration's decision not to publish those major climate change reports on the NASA website.
As promised, right. And even taking down the nation's top climate assessment altogether.
Yeah, the significance there is immense. I mean, these national climate assessments are considered the most comprehensive and authoritative source of climate info in the U.S.
So taking them down, what does that imply?
Well, it implies a potential shift in how scientific data is shared, or maybe even prioritized. Raises questions about transparency, about public access to really critical environmental information.
And we also saw a policy reversal on clean energy tax incentives.
We did. A change that could actually lead to power price surges in some states. So direct impact there.
On a different note, globally, India's trying something.
Yeah, a small but potentially impactful step.
Yeah.
They're initiating a program to encourage people to set their air conditioners at milder temperatures. Just trying to save energy.
Interesting. Okay, now for some, let's call them glimpses of progress and intrigue. We've got fascinating science, tech frontiers, even some quirky human stories.
Let's start way up there. Cosmic discoveries.
Imagine this. Scientists have recently found 100 undiscovered galaxies, potentially orbiting our own Milky Way.
100. That's not just a number, is it? Finding that many new galaxies, it fundamentally reshapes how we think about galactic formation, the true density of our cosmic neighborhood.
Hints at a much more crowded universe than we thought.
Pretty much. And speaking of space, we're also seeing exciting stuff in private spaceflight.
The Axiom space mission.
Right. Astronauts from India, Poland, Hungary, they just completed their mission, splashed down safely. It's becoming more routine, almost.
And back on Earth, the natural world keeps surprising us. Dolphins using tools.
Yeah. Some Australian dolphins observed using sponges as tools to hunt fish. Just a remarkable example of animal intelligence.
And from ancient history, dinosaurs dancing.
Huh. Well, the discovery of a massive dinosaur mating dance arena in Colorado gives us this unique window into, well, prehistoric courtship rituals. Who knew?
Amazing. And even older, 99-million-year-old fungus.
Perfectly preserved in amber, a parasitic fungus. Incredible preservation.
Plus that huge Mars meteorite going up for auction. 54 pounds.
Expected to fetch up to $4 million, a tangible piece of Mars right here, potentially in a collector's hands.
Okay, shifting now. Technology and health. NVIDIA got approval.
Yeah, U.S. approval to resume sales of its highly desired H20 AI computer chips to China.
That's more than just a business deal, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. It speaks volumes about that complex dance between tech competition, global supply chains, international economic policy, especially in this crucial field of AI.
And a significant health development.
Right.
The medical debt ruling.
Right. A federal judge reversed that rule that would have removed medical debt from credit reports for 15 million Americans.
That's huge. Huge implications for financial well-being, credit scores, for millions burdened by healthcare costs.
Absolutely massive impact. And related to health, the UN estimates 14 million children haven't received any vaccine shots. A stark reminder of global health challenges.
Wow. On a slightly later note, ice cream makers are ditching artificial dyes.
They are. U.S. ice cream makers committed to stop using them by 2028. Small change, but reflects consumer pressure, perhaps.
And finally, the oddity to wrap things up, Elmo.
Yeah. Elmo's X account got hacked.
Seriously?
Yep. Posting anti-Semitic and racist content. Just awful. Thankfully, Sesame Workshop got control back quickly.
Good grief. It just goes to show, doesn't it? Even our most innocent childhood icons aren't safe from the wild side of the internet.
What a weird way to end the news cycle.
Wow, okay. What a journey that was. We've navigated an incredible breadth of information today, complex political stuff, pressing environmental challenges.
Right through to surprising science breakthroughs and, yeah, quirky human interest stories.
So when you pull it all together, what does it all mean?
I think understanding the world today really means embracing this multifaceted flow of information. You know, it's not just about what is happening,
Right.
but how it's reported, the different narratives that pop up, and the varied implications these things carry for all of us.
Each piece connects, doesn't it, to a larger, ever-evolving narrative.
Exactly. And being well-informed, I think, means appreciating that entire tapestry, not just one thread.
Precisely. And that brings us to a final provocative thought for you, our listener, to consider.
Okay.
Considering how quickly news breaks, how it evolves, and how different sources often highlight really different aspects of the same story, how do you personally ensure you're consuming a balanced, well-informed picture of the world? Something to chew on.